2017 Commodity Classic in the John Deere booth. We're going to jump in and dive into a conversation with John Lagemann. John, before we dive into your presence here at Commodity Classic and your background in the industry is important. You're a lifer at John Deere, 35 plus years, I believe. Take me through your background in agriculture.
Sure. First of all, thank you for asking. And, as you said, I've got 35 years with John Deere. My current title is Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing on the Ag side. My geographic responsibility is North and South America, Australia, New Zealand. I did kind of grow up in agriculture. My dad was a John Deere dealer, actually. And he had a small farm, but I got to farm a little bit too as a kid and growing up in the industry and went to college. And frankly, I started with Deere right out of college. So I've been here ever since. And I'm an advocate of agriculture because I think it's the finest industry in the world.
Well, I can't argue with you there. Let's talk about the farm economy. So we're kind of going through a lull here as we are well into 2017. What does that mean for John Deere? What does that mean for your growers? And how are you communicating the longevity in this message to each and every single one of your customers?
So first of all, I think it's important to point out that we believe the long-term tailwinds of agriculture are still strong. I mean, if you look at the demand structure, population growth continues. We'll have 9.7 million people by 2050. Their income is going to, particularly in developing countries, their appetite for protein, which is good for the agricultural business. So you've got those tailwinds. You've also got a movement from rural to urbanization. In fact, in 2010, the first time in mankind, more people in urban settings than rural settings, and that trend will continue. So all of that, we believe, bodes well for agriculture. But having said that, agriculture is still a cyclical business. It's cyclical because demand on a world basis and supply on a world basis. And right now we're going through one of those cycles that has been a little tough for the producers and also for people within the industry. But having said that, I believe the professionalism in the industry through our producers is better than it has ever been. And they've learned to deal with variables and pricing commodities and interest rates and input costs, etc. Not that all of those things are not critical for their business, but I think they've learned how to manage those risks, and as a result, I think the health of our producers are strong as it's been. But we continue to go through a cycle, and I think the realization of that, though, is that margin matters. And so anything that we as industry partners can do to help them improve their margins, whether it be on the yield side or the cost side, is a good thing. And I think it's more about cost per bushel. And if we can continue to help them reduce the cost per bushel, production, then they can improve their margins, which ultimately helps with their overall operation.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up the term technology with you. Technology is everywhere in agriculture, and more we are seeing it in our daily lives. We have smartphones, we have smart homes, we also have smart farms. Take us through what John Deere is doing to help farmers farm smarter.
Yeah, so first of all, it really started back around the year 2000 with guidance. Guidance to really have more automated equipment in terms of steering and those kind of things. And so that guidance has really helped our producers be a lot more efficient with their inputs, so there's less overlap as an example. And then you also have the whole wave of communication and the whole wave of data. So it kind of started with guidance, but now as the technology and the bandwidth has improved, communication has become a lot more available.
Right.
And so, for instance, now we connect all of our large ag self-propelled equipment through what we call telematics. And we do that from the producer to the John Deere dealer. So they can help diagnose their equipment, and they can also help communicate with what is occurring in the machine itself. And so we think that communication will help in terms of uptime, which we know is critical for our producers. And then you have the whole realm of agronomic data. And agronomic data is helping our producers to really manage their input costs more. And the whole bottom line there is trying to get more output out of less land. And if you understand your agronomic data, you can manage those variables a little better. Hopefully then they can translate that into a better margin for some of the inputs that I use.
Well, I recently had some big news coming out that John Deere was one of the 50 most admired businesses in the country. Take me through the John Deere legacy and what the future holds as you can keep that legacy instilling into future generations of farmers and your customers.
Well, first of all, thanks for asking. I think that's a great question, and we were very proud of the award. And I think that it's very symbolic, particularly in a year like 2017, because we're celebrating our 180th year as an agricultural company. And I think with that, you think of our brand and what it stands for. I think what we feel good about is that the core principles that John Deere himself, our founder, really started with the company around innovation, commitment, quality, and integrity. Those four core principles are still how we run our foundational business today. And I think as long as we continue to remember those core principles and continue to remember what makes us strong, our producers and our dealers and our suppliers, etc. In other words, it's an entire ecosystem. If we continue to stay true to our values, we believe that brand integrity will be there going forward. We think 2017 just happens to be symbolic because it's a milestone, but the recognition of being one of the most admired companies we think is a token of appreciation.
Well, John, thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with us, and you tremendous key topics that are important to not only the producers and farmers here at the Commodity Classic, but to all your customers and all our growers across the country. Once again, here at the 2017 Commodity Classic in the John Deere booth, talking with John Lagemann of John Deere about the farm economy and smart farming and instilling the John Deere legacy to future growers. Once again, here in the John Deere booth at Commodity Classic, I'm Jamie Johansson.